We are live, just whenever you're ready.
We're what?
We are live on the podcast.
Fucking hell. But you keep fucking sneaking up on me with this.
Blindsiding you by gradually setting up all the equipment over the course of maybe 15 minutes.
I'm not paying attention to that. That's not my game.
You're scribbling.
I'm a scribbles man.
You're scribbling your notes.
I'm a newspaper man. I take notes and report on stories. Did you get around to watching the Beckham doc?
I haven't finished it.
Have you not?
I haven't. No.
What the hell?
I think I'm maybe. How many episodes is it?
What's your problem?
I've just gotten to the bit where
Four episodes.
where he signs for Manchester United.
Do you know that? I couldn't believe this. Ramesh did not know that Beckham played for Man United. Now, is that...
She's an England person.
She's an England person. Has been her whole life. And she didn't know... Like, she obviously knows who Beckham is. She knows, like, what fucking Romeo Beckham had for
she
breakfast.
She knows that he signed for Calvin Klein. Like.
Yeah. She knows all that. She knows, like, they played for... she's aware he played for England. So I was like, oh, very sharp that you picked that up. She didn't know he played for United. Is that, to me, I was like... Is there any... Am I just being completely in my own little bubble? Or is it insane that you wouldn't know that?
That feels insane. Did she have an awareness that he played for Real Madrid?
No.
So
she just knows
just England.
Just England, and he's hot.
He circumnavigated the club system.
Absolutely. Just England, and he's hot. Well, I don't think she even knows the club system to England. Like, do you know what I mean? She's just so violently uninterested in football, which I just forget because it was just my complete existence.
But he transcended football.
Well, he did, but that transcended it as in he was, you know, there was pictures of him with tight undies where you could see the shape of his cap.
I recently watched the sarong bit, and he was that was kind of skated over a little bit.
Well, he was the first transgender.
Transgender?
Yes. Or transgender.
Transbended like Beckham.
Well, transbended like Beckham, yeah. I mean, that was, I suppose, if you look at that. Because, actually, have you seen Bended Like Beckham?
Yeah. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
It's class stuff.
Great flick.
I don't really know why his name is in the film.
Ooh, to sell it.
Well, obviously, but did he get money for that?
Absolutely.
Do you think so?
Of course they would have thrown him a few pounds. His name ain't there for fucking... You know, the good of his health.
Because it's not really about... The only bit that I can remember that mentions that David Beckham is when the fella goes, I like David Beckham. And she goes, yeah, we all do. And he goes, no, I like David Beckham. And it's like, oh, he's gay.
He's a gay man.
Which is why it's called Bend It Like Beckham.
He was wanking over Beckham.
I do actually think that is supposed to be a wordplay in the title of the film.
No, do you know what I think it is? I think that line came into the film like as they were like thinking about how are we going to fund the movie, da-da-da-da-da. How can we sell it? It's a fucking movie about a young Indian girl playing football. No one's going to want to watch this. No one. I don't even want to watch it, and I'm directing it, right? So how on earth are we going to sell this piece of fucking crap to the masses, right? So they were like, we'll just throw Beckham's name in. Like back then, especially, obviously now, like Beckham is still like a global brand and famous and stuff. But back then, I mean, I used to like literally like, and they have it in the documentary, but I would be in the mirror trying to make my hair like Beckham's
Oh yeah,
hair.
I was the same. Trying to get the faux hawk together when he had the spike.
Were you up?
Not the mohawk, faux hawk. You know, like when you still have hair everywhere, but it's just spiked up in the middle.
I know. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, we fucking did that, lad. Yeah.
We all wanted to.
We all did. We all look so stupid. Going around with our hairs like that. And then be like, I'd be better at free kicks now. You weren't. It didn't.
You're bad
there
at
was no
free
correlation.
Kicks. Very, very bad at free kicks.
Yeah.
But do you think more kind of indie like movies that'll struggle to break into the kind of mainstream market could use that tactic?
Just grab it like Grealish.
Just tagging a football player's name on the, you know, like, yeah, you call it like After Sun, like Jude Bellingham.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you know what I mean? Just tag it on to get into the mainstream market. And
then just at one stage in the movie, all you have to do is like, so in After Sun, where it's fucking Mescal is sulking for the whole movie. So that's honestly the whole movie is Mescal sulking. That's all the normal people. That man is the biggest professional sulker I've ever seen in my life.
He was captured on film sulking at the Ireland rugby match.
Of course he was.
Because he was sad. But he was celebrating as well. It was the first time anyone had ever seen him smile.
Who was celebrating when the All Blacks won?
No, he was celebrating when Ireland
To show he
scored.
was sound, huh?
No, he was he's celebrating when Ireland scored.
Or was he?
Yeah.
This is me, because I was in the Cardiff Glee when that match happened, so I only heard the results after I got off stage, and then just
After you'd fought some audience members.
after I fought some audience members, which we talked about last. But so I had my own battle. I had my own World Cup game, which I won.
Did the heckler do the hacker?
Huh?
The heckler?
Imagine, you know, and the security still didn't like stop him. They're like, "We'll see where this is going." And he's there.
There should be a doc. Like, we should do a funny. That's a funny sketch that we should make, or also we'll probably just clip it up from this podcast as always.
Yeah.
Where it's like a mockumentary of comedy club security, and them like sat down doing like a talking head interview.
Yeah.
They're like, "So what do you think it takes to be a comedy club security?" And they're just like, "It's all about apathy.
It's all about apathy. You gotta know how to turn a blind eye.
You see a
Right.
knife, you give them a warning."
Yeah. You see a gun, you say easy now. You say easy,
We
chief.
keep everyone in the room.
That's right.
No matter the threat to everyone else's safety.
If someone doesn't have a knife, you give them a knife. Just going around like handing out knives. Just absolutely shocking.
It's the way we've always done it. It's always worked back in the day. Peter
Yeah.
Kay used to love when people had knives.
You want to, at the break, you want to try get the audience just fucking agitated and as wound up as you can. Just poke them with little sticks, little sharp sticks in
If
the
people
back.
aren't heckling, have one of those like electric things that they
Cattle
hit.
prods.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ah! Get them going. Get the night off to a fucking runner.
Did you have one of these fancy electric cattle prods?
Yeah, lad. Yeah,
Did
lad.
you ever use it on each other?
Like in a sexual way, kind of thing?
No, for like pranks and
No,
goofs?
but I tell you what we did do, which was fun. There was a completely sadistic nature to our upbringing, as probably was to a lot of people's. But you know, pain and cruelty certainly was the fashionable thing of the time. But what we would do is
What time?
Huh?
What time was this?
This would have been early 2000s, late 90s.
And pain
which-
and cruelty was the fashion of the time.
It was the
It was
fashion of the
David
time.
Beckham's faux hawk and also pain and cruelty.
Well, the faux
To be fair, I've just gotten past the bit where everybody was mean and nasty to David Beckham.
about him, like when he got fucking.
When he kicked your fella,
Well, he kicked-
Santiago Simeone or whatever.
Well, he kicked the Argentina fella. Now, to be fair, it was one of the most harmless sendings off in the histories of sendings off. And your man did make an
What,
absolute fucking meal
red
of it.
or not red?
Huh?
Well, in the documentary, Simeone was like, "That's not a red.
No, it wasn't a red. No way it was.
It's a yellow.
Huh?
It's a yellow."
It was a yellow. Yeah, absolutely. It was a yellow. So, Beckham, to be fair, it was like a little petulant kick out, but like, your man sending him off. Like, do you know what? That's a referee. Do you know what the referee there is just like
Trying to
have
make
a-
himself the star of the show.
Have a bit of fucking common sense, you
Mm-hmm.
stupid bastard. If you saw it happen, you know that was nothing. There was a bit of a niggle, blah blah blah. Get on with the game. Like that's just being a little fucking snitch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's
I'm
referees.
sending you off.
Referees are freaky people.
Technically, you've crossed section 2.7.
But that is their whole
Yeah.
job. Referees are little freaks.
Well, like I've never in my whole life, I always thought to myself, what an interesting. I've thought this about teachers as well, who I have no respect for. Because it's like, what kind of person wants to be a teacher? And I know Connell is a teacher, and the point stands, right? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just such a little, like...
No, but here's my
What?
difference with that. You can.
Yeah, but you were a teacher as well. You're compromised. You're biased.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. I want to enforce the rules. Shut up.
No, I was a cool
Go
teacher.
do something.
They didn't call me Mr. Angelone. They called me V. I was a cool teacher.
That's pedo teaching. They called you V. If my kid came home to me and was like, "Oh, Mr. Angelone said I'm to call him V," I'd be like, "You're never going to see him again, and you're not even playing a musical instrument again. It's over now. He's a pedo." He call him V. That is so creepy, lad. Hey V.
They can't say Vittorio.
What?
They can't say Vittorio. It's
Oh,
too big of a word.
Lad, that is disgusting. You told him to call you V?
Yeah, but then they're so caught up in like the the structures of school that they call everybody Mister. So there was like classes full of kids in East London that would call me Mr. V, which makes me sound like I own a corner shop.
Absolutely.
And then there was one class that's 100% true. One class misheard me on day one and I never corrected them. So for a whole year, a class of primary school kids called me Mr. T.
Mr. T? Yeah. Now it's gone racial. You're a black pedo. Jesus Christ.
There aren't many black pedos about.
Yeah, if you were Mr. T, well, it'd be more like the gay team. Are you getting the A-Team reference, guys? Have we seen the A-Team? One of the best TV shows ever, but if it was him, it'd be Mr. V, the gay team.
You are gay. You are gay. You are gay. You are gay.
You are gay. Cut all of this. Every bit of it. Every bit of it. That's all gone. No way. Lad, the A-Team when we were younger, man, that was our... Like,
why do we keep losing sponsors?
Huh? I don't want them.
I came to the A-Team slightly later in life as a kind of like retro thing to like see what it was like.
Yeah.
B.A. Baracus.
Lad, it was so sick. There was a one of the characters, I can't remember his fucking name now, because there was Hannibal, who was the main guy. He'd have a cigar and he'd say, I love it when a plan comes together.
Yeah, big fan of that.
And so he was kind of their leader. Then you had a guy called Face who was fucking everyone. He was a pussy hound. And he was good.
Kind of quagmire of the group.
Kind of, but they just called him Face because he was just had a nice face and he was like, and he just...
Face?
Yeah, so they...
Nicknames in the 80s were class.
Yeah. That was a good one.
Face?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Like you in the 80s, you'd just be Head. You genuinely would be. It's like his head coming down. Where's Head? And then, of course, they'd be able to see you from a distance because of the size of your head.
The sun would get blocked out.
Yeah.
Like,
it's 2 miles down the road.
No, Vittorio was around the corner.
But so Face anyway was a pussy hound. So they go from village to village, basically solving kind of local disputes.
It's like a Postman Pat type thing.
Kind of like Postman Pat, yeah. I don't see how at all, but yeah. So, but they would go, so if people were in trouble, so it's like, if you're in trouble, if you need help, if you are then it's like, you call the A-Team.
Yeah.
My friend used to know there's a whole opening monologue like, in 1979, six soldiers got arrested for doing
Yeah.
They were wrongly accused, and ever since they've been on the run, and they've become a band known as the A-Team. Lad, if you haven't seen it, Connell, this is probably before your time, but this was a show
it's
that...
Before both,
so
it's before your time.
The Wired, Sopranos, and the A-Team are the three greatest shows of all time. Yeah. What?
No.
Well, what do you think is one of Gok Wan's shows or something, is it?
Yeah, it's The Wire, The Sopranos, Breaking Bad, How to Look Good Naked.
Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares.
Mate, I actually do think Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares is one of the greatest shows ever created.
Is it though? So tell me, what is it that like Gordon is doing that fucking is so great? He's just calling everyone cunts, isn't he?
Listen.
Yeah.
The fridge was a state.
Right.
It was fucking disgusting in there. I've got to sort this out. I don't think this restaurant is going to make it.
Yeah.
Fucking wild. Every single episode of that follows the hero's journey perfectly. I've also heard rumors since, if you don't know Kitchen Nightmares, it's basically he goes in, the restaurant's in shit, he fixes it, puts new wallpaper up, teaches them how to cook a fucking burger.
Yeah.
And then the
restaurant closes down.
They do like a reopening night, and there's always a moment in the reopening night where they get behind on their tickets, and it's like, oh fuck, are they gonna
do it? Right.
And then it all comes back together, and it's like, we did it. This restaurant is saved forever.
A nightmare has turned into a dream.
Yes.
Ramsay conquers once again.
A couple rumors that I've heard about that show.
Ramsay's gay.
I've heard that for years.
Yeah.
I've heard that for years. I think he played for he's a Rangers fan, first of all.
Boo.
Yeah, he's Scottish. Did you know that?
Boo.
Gordon Ramsay's Scottish.
What?
Yeah.
Tell his fucking face and voice that.
Yeah.
He couldn't look more like a colonizing, rotten
absolutely
English,
ridiculous.
India occupying fuck.
It's just like, what's like Scottish phrases that Gordon Ramsay could say but in an obviously not fucking Scottish accent? What do Scottish people say? They may take our lives, but they'll never take
our freedom.
Our freedom.
You're like, you already have freedom. Why are you saying that? No one's ever had more freedom. Shut up. Yuck. You stink. The English people, I suppose they don't have any of that because, you know, like we have, like, whatever we, you know, the Irish stuff we say, like about
Up the Ra and stuff.
Up the Ra is great. And sure, what the English don't really have anything.
The English have only
they can just
ever...
say, England!
Yeah, you know, they say like 2 world wars, 1 World Cup. They say like the 10 German bombers in the air type thing.
Yeah.
But that's all like wars. But they like rebelled once. Do you know England got rid of the monarchy once?
Yeah, oh, straight lad, I know all about that. That's my bread and butter.
Oh yeah, because you were some kind of tour guide.
Lad, I was the sexiest tour guide in the Buckingham Palace area. I was number 1 guy.
But isn't it so mad that they got rid of the monarchy and then collectively shat themselves?
No, but lad, what you don't understand is when they got rid of the monarchy, the monarchy got replaced by the single biggest cunt in the history of cuntdom. Oliver Cromwell! Oliver Cuntwell!
Yeah.
He's the nastiest character there ever was. No strong man full of cruelty there ever was in the history of time.
Yeah. But
What?
surely just get rid of him and have another, like, guy.
Well, see, what they should have done is French Revolution and just fucking... Because so there's a fella called Robespierre that was like the head of the French Revolution. But then once they took the monarchy out, they killed him as well. Because they're like, he's after getting too big for his boots. And they cut his head off.
That should always be the way. It's
Yeah.
always the person that, like... achieves the rebellion and the coup or whatever,
Yeah.
they also need to be chopped down. You're
Yes.
Robert Mugabe's.
That's right.
You're kind of Colonel Gaddafi's.
Yes.
These type of people.
The Mugabe's, the Gaddafi's, the guys, as I call them.
The what?
The guys. the guys.
The fucking guys.
Gaddafi,
The
Mugabe's,
guys.
the fucking boys, the lads. They'd be fucking great
They
crack
love
on
the
a sesh,
points.
mate.
They love the points.
They love the points.
Mugabe, Gaddafi.
Few fucking Stellas with fucking Mugabe. You'd be absolutely fucking blinded,
That's
mate.
fucking Robert Mugabe and Colonel Gaddafi went to BlackRock.
Fucking Mugabe, Gaddafi. Absolute horseplay.
Lads. Absolute lads.
Absolute lads. Fucking towers of Chang down the Ark Bar in Thailand. Unbelievable.
See that video of him getting fucking executed?
Absolutely executed,
Legend.
mate. Fucking legend. He was off his fucking face. Gaddafi, and he getting hung from his neck, but sure, he was fucking Lula.
Mad stag do.
Mad stag dude. Dead as a fucking doornail, but sure, he had the fucking crack. Yeah, I got D4s already. It's so glad for them at the weekend.
No, they're nice boys.
No, but so happy. No, but all I'm saying is let's say out of a barren soil can grow a beautiful flower. And we'll say the misery that was Ireland losing. Obviously, it wasn't miserable. But for ye guys, you know, Protestants, it was hard. So, but for me,
I'm still upset about Ireland losing that game. It's really like taking a notch away. Like it's just darkened my soul slightly. It's made me sad.
But your soul needed darkening. It had become kind of like, I was like that, shielding away. It had gotten so bright from everything going too well.
Yeah.
You need a few bad things happening to for a character.
Yeah, for the sad bits in my shows.
This can be part of the sad bit.
I was the rugby match.
And it went into the 32nd phase, and we still didn't break down their defence. And then the referee blew the whistle, and we lost. And I cried. Yay! 5 stars. Oh, he should sell more tickets. Bigger venue. That was great. Yeah, now you've got it, don't you? You little fucking... And the All Blacks, and they were bullies. They bullied the Irish. It wasn't nice. And I still remember what they did to poor Brian O'Driscoll in 2005.
Turn him upside
Remember
down.
that?
Turn him
That
upside
was
down.
nasty.
That's nasty business.
That was nasty.
That's a red card.
That's a red
Tell
card.
you what, that's a red card.
But they didn't get a red card.
Nope.
No. Do you remember that? Do you remember that,
Brian O'Driscoll
Dario?
upended
Huh?
and squashed onto
They
his
gave him a
shoulder.
tombstone.
Yeah.
They gave him a tombstone.
Batista bombed him.
They absolutely did. Live on TV. It was one of the most gruesome things
It wasn't
I've ever
even
seen.
pay-per-view. It was unreal.
It was unreal. I couldn't actually, looking back at that, that was savage what they did to Bod.
Yeah.
That was wrong.
And there's always those interviews, like there's talking heads, like if he didn't have the exceptional strength that he had, a weaker man would have died.
If he hadn't have been raised by wolves in the Wicklow Mountains.
Fucking raised by wolves. He went to BlackRock.
Yeah, he went to BlackRock and ate a lot of fucking pheasant.
The only winner of the Ireland being out of the Rugby World Cup, aside from yourself, obviously being
Yes.
chuffed about
Stunning
all
victory
of the
for
people
me.
you're extremely jealous of
Yeah.
not doing well,
That's right.
is Peter O'Mahony's garden.
What about? Well, so Peter O'Mahony, he's the number 6, big.
Nice man from Cork.
So he's actually a big kind of farm man.
Now, somebody did comment this. You were saying he's a big farm man. I believe somebody commented that Peter O'Mahony went to like the BlackRock equivalent of Cork.
So do you know what? He can fuck off. And I take back anything nice I've said about him. He's a loveless scumbag.
Anybody who went to a fee-paying school, you're not on board with?
Not. Yeah, obviously, I hate them.
But
What?
can they not be kind and gentle? I'm going to find somebody that went to a fee-paying school that you like. Well, Brian O'Driscoll.
Well, no, I do actually like Brian O'Driscoll.
Yeah.
I do think there's a decency to him, and I think that he transcended his environment, but very few do.
Favorite Brian O'Driscoll press conference moment? Somebody asked him a question that he didn't want to answer, and he just went, "Knowledge is knowing that tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is knowing not to put it in a fruit salad."
Yeah.
And then stood up and left the press
I
conference.
love that.
It's so funny.
Yeah, he's a beautiful-
If you don't want to answer a question, just come back with nonsense.
Yeah, he's a beautiful, funny boy.
Yeah.
What's that?
Gardening outside, I think.
Oh, there's garden outside. Dario, go down and tell them to shut the fuck up. Go down and lean on them Italian style. Give them something to
Lean
think
on
about.
them.
Yeah, just be like, hey, this is our garden. Do
You got guys that do this.
Who's seen Sopranos?
I'm in the middle of it. I'm on
No.
season 2, episode 9.
Oh, you are yeah. Well, there's a few episodes where like there's one guy has been given the gardening contract for the neighborhood, and then another guy gets out of fucking jail, because people who get out of jail are always a fucking nuisance.
Richie Apri.
Richie April is a fucking disaster. It comes on later in the series, other people that come out of jail, because everyone that comes out of jail, they've done time and they didn't rat anyone out, so they feel they're
They're
owed
owed
fucking
a
everything.
lot.
So when they come out, they're bitter. They've been sitting there chewing on a wasp for about 5 years, so they come out and they think the world is owed to them, but that's not how everyone else feels.
No, and he gave Tony the leather jacket. That's recently happened, and then Tony gave it to some guy.
It was the worst jacket I've ever seen in my
The worst
life.
jacket ever. He's like, "It's a nice jacket, Tony. I've got you this nice, it's a lovely jacket, you know."
Yeah.
And then Tony kind of goes, "Yeah, it's nice, whatever." And then you
Yeah.
look at it and you go,
He's like, thank you, Richie.
That's Phil Ellis's jacket."
It is Phil Ellis's jacket, lads. Comedian Phil Ellis wears a Richie April jacket. That's exactly what I just thought in my head. Fucking unreal. It's one of the worst jackets that's
Fucking
ever been.
acting. Yeah,
but Phil
terrible.
knows it's a bad jacket.
Does he?
I don't know, actually. Cut that. He might think it's a nice jacket, but he's an Irish famine denier, so he can fuck off.
He is. And for the only time myself and Phil have gigged together was Beat the Frog on Zoom. So
Beat the frog.
Beat the Frog
Is that
is
a
like-
euphemism?
No.
Were you wanking on Zoom together? Beating the frog. Is that you? Have you heard that one before? Is that a thing? Beating the frog? You're gross. Lloyd Gross, man. Lloyd Gross, man. I'm back. You didn't think I'd be back, but I'm back. It's me, Lloyd Gross, man, beating the frog on Zoom with my cock out in my bedroom. It's me, Lloyd Gross, man.
Oh, he's using like korma as lube.
I stick my dick in a jar of sauce, and then I stroke myself to completion, because I am gross, man. Lloyd Gross, man. God, we're good at this. We're good.
Oh, fuck.
So come here. You and Phil Ellis were doing a Zoom gig, Beat the Frog. You're beating your frogs on Zoom.
Yeah, so it's like a gong show on Zoom, and I was.
Would you class your cock as Irish or Italian? Is that a stupid
Well, there's
question?
certainly a preference.
Dario, what would you
There's
say?
certainly a broader kind
know?
of. There's the stereotype about Irish cocks versus Italian cocks. You would probably rather be perceived to have an Italian one.
Whoa! You're hung like horses. You're big boned. You're blessed. Blessed below the
Take
border.
my shit out the whole room, go dark.
So you've got an Italian flute,
No, I've got more of like a
piccolo.
Paralympic deck.
a Paralympic one,
'Cause it's
because it's fucked. Oh, lad.
But
We've
it
got
couldn't
to
even
get
enter
started.
the Paralympics because it's on steroids.
Can we get you a new cock? Have we discussed this before? Maybe a GoFundMe to get you a new one?
It's Patreon.com. All the Patreon money goes to my cock transplant.
New cock. But we could get you any one you wanted. We could get you a Brazilian one. Like a fucking absolute... We could get you a little Asian one if you wanted.
I'd like Bruce Jenner's cock.
Would you?
Yeah.
Like actually... So like we'd have to cut it off Bruce. That'll probably cost more money.
Caitlin.
Huh? But you said
That's
Bruce,
sitting
didn't you?
somewhere. That's sitting in a morgue somewhere.
Huh?
That,
Oh, so it's gone. No, I
Not bad if the whole drawer in the morgue and it's just Caitlyn Jenner's old cock.
cock. Yeah. This is where Bruce lies. Here lies Bruce Jenner.
And Chris Jenner had to go in and like identify them. That's him.
That's him, all right. Yeah. Her cock. Fuck. So tell me this now. So you're on this Zoom gig.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I got, so it's like a competition. Obviously, you have to beat the 5 minutes without getting gonged off or whatever the equivalent is of Beat the Frog. I can't remember. And I was doing it because I was prepping for So You Think You're Funny, which I got kicked out of, which was great. So what was the point in doing Zoom gigs? Anyway.
Did you get kicked out because you were beating the frog? Beating your frog?
No.
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 Why did you get kicked out? Was there a head restriction limit in the competition that they couldn't fit you? I'm just genuinely asking that. I'm concerned that you were discriminated against because of how fat your head is. Which is not right, but I get it.
People do body positivity. I'm more into head positivity.
You've been head shamed constantly, lad, on this pod. And there's no plus head size models.
What's crazy that we have very similar sized heads.
Shut up. That's not the way we're going to play this. That's not the narrative. The truth is irrelevant. The story is that you've got a big, stupid, fat head.
Yeah.
And mine's lovely and symmetrical.
Lovely. Yeah.
And beloved by the people.
You've got a beloved head.
I've got a beloved head. A beloved noggin.
Yeah.
A godly noggin.
We still need to find, because we came up with this recently, we still need to find an Israeli centre back who's good at headers. Because we wanted to call him the Iron Dome.
To header missiles.
No, just like I thought it'd be really funny.
I thought you were like to run up as a
No,
missile.
I just think it's such a good nickname that I want to find someone to give it to.
The Iron Dome.
Just like an who like completely like dominates the penalty box. Anytime a free kick or a corner comes in, he just fucking
like John Terry. Maybe you could have said
yeah, but I don't think he's like a
Israeli
guy.
Definitely
He's
not.
really good. Fucking Wayne Bridges' wife.
Yeah.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Well, Terry was as nasty a character as there came.
And an ugly chap.
I would have thought he looked like a fucking slapped arse, yeah.
But he
then
still
he was-
managed to
but-
weasel his way in there.
Yeah, but you know what he had? He had a glint in his eye. I remember.
And loads of money.
Yeah, I remember.
But you think Wayne Bridge had a fair whack of money as well? So
he would have had a bit of money, but no one thought he was that good, really. So
Here's the thing about the Beckham documentary. Ryan Giggs apparently isn't in it like at all.
Oh no, they don't let Giggsy in because then they know he'd only start fucking trying to beat up Posh Spice or whatever.
Yeah, because he hits women and fucks his brother's wife.
Well, so Giggsy, it turned out now, which was Giggs was genuinely one of my heroes growing up, like big heroes. Like we used to get Ryan
It's
Giggs
nice to
annuals.
see a footballer with body hair.
Giggsy,
Yeah. You don't see that very often.
No, he was a furry man, and he was proud. Remember that goal against Arsenal? Runs the pitch, puts it top net. He looks like a wild black sheep running around. A wild black Welsh sheep. And so I was left footed. He was left footed. I would play left wing. He would play left wing. I modelled myself after Giggs, and there would be whispers around the Kilkenny football scene that we had our own Irish Giggs.
Right.
About me.
Right.
I never heard that, but I imagine that's what people were saying.
There was a thing in the when I was a musician that if you had a gig that was bad or a shit gig, some people would call it a shig, gig, whatever. And I'm trying to bring this into comedy as well. I think the idea of a shig in comedy is good. Just be like, oh, how was your gig? Oh, it was a bit of a shig, really. But like, bad setup, the lighting wasn't good, the sound wasn't good, but it was like, whatever, shig. But some people called them Ryans.
Right.
Because Ryan Giggs. Like a bad gig is a Ryan Giggs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I think I want to bring that in. Because he's a bad guy.
Gig. He's a bad gig.
He's a bad gig.
So, Giggsy, I don't know if I've ever been more moral morally disappointed in someone. I just can't see. My thing with gigs is like shagging your brother's wife for 8 years. Obviously, legend on that. But when you start hitting them.
But there's also,
You know.
I don't even know if we're allowed to say that because there's like super injunctions, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Ryan Giggs is one of the funniest examples of a news team getting around a super injunction in such a funny way. They were like, a Premier League footballer has been reported to have domestic abuse claims against him. He has a super injunction out, so we can't tell you what Premier League footballer it is. Coming to you live from outside Ryan Giggs' house.
Is this where we happen to land today on the whole thing?
Back to you in the studio.
Back to you in the studio there. We can't say who it is, brother of Rodri Giggs, but we won't.
We won't go into
We
specifics.
won't go into specifics after that. 13-time Premier League winner. Anyway, the only person who's ever done that. But we're not gonna.
We won't dwell on that.
It is wild. Anyway, he was one of the nastiest characters.
But talking of football, I'm going to a football match this evening.
You're not, are you?
Yeah.
Who are you going to see?
Italy versus England in the European qualifiers, World Cup qualifiers.
Are you going as well, Dario?
Yeah, yeah.
Are you go? Are
We're
you
going for an adventure.
Are you going to go wearing pasta or Italian jerseys? But didn't you remember you got assaulted for being Italian?
Yes, I don't think the hype for the Euro qualifiers is quite. And I'm going to bring a jacket this time because it's cold outside.
You're ashamed. You're ashamed of your heritage.
You were just telling me to be ashamed of it.
Well, no, I'm not saying. I'm saying take the beating.
Take the beating.
Take
for
the beating
boys.
like a man. Yeah. But so.
But I'm hoping to relive because last time I saw Italy versus England at Wembley, I had a rather good time.
Because they won.
It's the final of the Euros. And now we're at the Euro qualifiers seeing it again, and I don't think it's going to go as well.
So
Because Italy are bad now, and England seem quite good.
So do you have any chants or do you have any little violent things that you do to wind people up?
Well, I kind of sing along to the chants because they put them up on the screen quite, and I like revise them on the way to the game, but I don't actually know what they mean. I just learn them phonetically.
So give me one right now.
I can't remember. I used to know the words to Bella Ciao.
Oh, Bella. Oh, Bella. Is that it? Dario? Is that it?
I'm gonna get loads of these wrong, but I'm just gonna go for it. Una mattina, la cumpleaños. Oh, bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Una mattina
Strikes fear into the heart of the enemy.
It's like an anti-fascist song.
It's the funnest little anti-fascist song I've ever heard.
Una mattina.
Yeah, nothing
Oh, bella
strikes,
ciao, bella
strikes
ciao, bella ciao, ciao,
like-
ciao.
abject fear into the hearts of your opponents. But
But it is. It's like there's an intensity to it.
Oh, is there?
There is. It's really.
There's a
quite
menace
good.
to it.
Yeah,
An Italian
and
menace.
it's steeped in history.
God, that's going to be some horny stadium tonight now, filled with Italians. Jesus
We've
Christ.
got our own section.
There'll be some
We've
fucking...
got our cum-drenched section
I
of
was going to
Wembley.
say, it's going to be like the fuck... There'll be just a river. Just
Yeah.
a thick
It's
river.
like
of-
Sodom and Gomorrah.
Oh, fuck. Lad. Because I mean, they're the horniest people alive. You know that, Conor.
No,
You've had to socialise and mingle with these people for years.
But we've
What
been
does
over
your
this
family
before.
think about that? Vittorio's mother bringing a horny Italian into the family. It's unseemly.
No comment is the official
Yeah.
family line.
Yeah, no, then I guess, yeah, we'll talk about it after us Irishmen. Now, so will you be with the Italian Ultras?
Yes, yeah. I had to book tickets through like the Italian Football Federation website, and like I had to basically guess what all the Italian words meant on it. I was like, that looks like the buy tickets button. That I know what a number 2 looks like. Blah 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 blah. But yeah, we've got our 2.
So what you need to do now for propaganda purposes is you need to get a video of you and Dario being very like pro-Italian and pronouncing things properly, because the Italians online all think you're a dickhead.
They do actually. I'm worried
Yeah.
some of them might be there to beat me up.
Yeah.
because I say my own name wrong.
Yeah,
But did we cover this? However, I say my name is
We
how
did.
to say it. Yeah.
no.
Fuck
we,
that.
We did, but so this is a really good chance for you to be like, you know, do a little, be very pro-Italian, be seen eating gabagool. And do you know what gabagool is?
Like some kind of ham.
Yeah. So you have to be seen eating
Which
gabagool.
you don't seem to be able to get anywhere. I think it's a name for something else. Because you can get your prosciuttos, your all that fucking
Yeah.
that they pronounce wrong on The Sopranos. Well, they pronounce it like
Americans.
Like Italian Americans, which is also like, I believe how they pronounce things in like Napoli. They like leave they wouldn't say prosciutto, they'd say prosciutto.
Prosciutto. That sounds like more cultured. I have the prosciutto. Like prosciutto is for tourists, isn't it?
No, it's for like Italians, I
Is
think.
it?
Yeah.
But sure, a lot of them are tourists. Now, I'm not going to explain that.
Also, some of them, I need to take it off my Instagram. On my Instagram story highlights, there's like me cooking a bolognese, like
Yeah.
from scratch. And I've just had Italians watching it and messaging me going, none of this is right.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
They think
sure.
you're a dickhead, lad. They
Yeah.
hate you.
Yeah.
They hate that you claim to be Italian. They long for Dario to enter the public sphere and right your wrongs.
Well, Dario looks much more Italian than I do.
Yeah.
I'm such an Irish looking boy.
You're very, you're very Hitler Youthish. You look.
What?
You look so Hitler Youthish because you're light hair. It's kind of blonde. Of course, the Italians were in bed with the Nazis.
I used to be very blonde. I
Huh?
used to have white blonde hair.
That's what I'm saying. You're very Hitler Youthish, and then added that with your kind of conniving, kind of need and lust for power. It kind of all adds up to a picture of you would have been one of Mussolini's little fucking Rottweilers, wouldn't
Right.
you? And they were Nazi. You were Nazis. Italians were Nazis, and no one talks about that enough.
Right, because Ireland really took a stance.
No, we decided to sit that one out. We said, hey, let boys be boys, have your fun. And we'll stay here and be poor for a while.
Yeah.
And that's what we did.
Yeah.
And we had a good time.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah. This is me and Connell's people. The Irish. Now, listen, you were a Nazi. Dario, I hate to say it, Dario would have resisted. You would have taken it all. You would have been like, yes, love this. This is great.
No, I think I would have been
You
nice.
would have been Mussolini's little
No,
fucking...
I would have been Schindler.
Huh?
I would have got people out of the bad things.
You would not.
I would.
You would have been chilling.
I would have been
You
singing
would have
that.
ran an exploitative factory, which is what he did. You wanted to keep him alive so he could work him a bit more. People don't say that.
That's true. They're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think I would have been singing my wee anti-fascist songs and having a nice time.
No, I think though, if we all admitted,
Resisting.
wouldn't have we all been Nazis?
Yes.
We would have been.
You've that great joke about it.
I
Makes me
do.
so
I don't
happy.
like saying it now.
No?
Not at the minute, because the whole like the Israel
Anti-Semitism
Palestine thing,
thing.
and I'm like, I don't want to. You know what I mean? And a Jewish girl did say to me, "Oh, that's a great joke," but she was like, something. She kind of made out like I was being a bit evil. So I was like,
Yeah, that's the joke.
I know, but we'll see. We'll see about it. But do you know what people?
Have I told the story about when I got heckled by a Jewish person for one of
No.
the boy in the striped pajamas joke I did on my special?
Oh, that was another evil little joke, was it?
It was just a true story about a nickname a guy in my class had.
Shmuel.
Yeah. Because he got shaved a bit bald once.
Yeah.
Because his mum was cutting his hair and had to give him a full skinhead. So we called him Shmuel. The true story of that is we called him Schmominal because nobody could pronounce Shmuel. So
Schmominal?
He got called Schmom for 10 years.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. He is a dentist as well now. But anyway, I say that.
He'll probably kill himself,
I got heckled.
Statistically, he will probably kill himself if he's a dentist.
People fucking hate that. It's high suicide rates in dentists.
They're the biggest cliff divers.
Huh?
Dentists, they're all fucking throwing themselves over the cliffs of Moher. They're killing themselves by cliff. What? Why are you looking at me like I'm not talking the truth?
Yeah, they look at the white cliffs.
Name
of
one
Dover
dentist
and-
that's still alive. You can't. They're dead because they've killed themselves.
My ex-girlfriend's mum's a dentist.
Huh?
My ex-girlfriend's mum's a dentist.
Well, fucking, do you know what I mean? Well, that's justice then, if it happens to her. Because of what she did to you. Because the nasty things. She destroyed you. You're still a shell of a man. And her mother gets whatever's coming to her. What?
Nothing.
Yeah, dead right. Fucking justice. So her mother's a dentist.
What was I saying before
But
this?
of course, then that's why your ex turned out to be such a loveless husk of a woman. is because her mother was suicidal her whole life.
People really don't like that movie, The Boy in the Striped Pajamas.
Huh?
People don't
no,
like
back
that
to your
movie.
girlfriend's mother, your ex-girlfriend's mother, who hit you when you'd come over for dinner. Would hit you with a fire poker.
No, they
she'd
were
stick it in
nice
the
to
fire
me.
and then she'd hit
They
you.
were nice to me.
And
They-
she'd call you.
They were nice to me. They gave me Baileys.
She called you an Italian sausage
They
boy.
gave me glasses of Baileys when that was the only thing that I drank. I went through a phase
What?
when I'd only just started drinking that the only thing I would drink was Baileys, which is actually Dario's fault. Because you bought me a cider. That was my first ever drink.
By the way, Dario is Vittorio's brother, who's here.
Yeah, we've mentioned it before on the podcast.
Yeah, but they don't remember. They're drug addicts. In one ear, out the other. They don't fucking know. They're all addicted to fucking
But Dario
Xanax.
you bought me a cider. It was at Gay Jukes, and then a Copperberg, which I just necked, and then I didn't like it, and then you were like, "You like ice cream." And then you bought me a Baileys, and that was my first night of drinking. And I had like lots of Baileys because I was like, "This is the best thing fucking ever."
Nah, Bailey's is fucking class.
And I
lads.
remember exactly what I said the first night I got drunk. I was like, "My head feels really heavy, but also light." Baileys is a gateway alcohol.
Bailey's is fucking lovely. Sure, it's like a little cake in a glass.
Yeah. I haven't had Baileys in ages. We're getting close to Christmas time.
Oh, lad, you gotta get it
we'll
down
get back
there.
on the Baileys.
It's so creamy.
We'll do that for our live podcast, which I assume will have sold out by this point.
Well,
This podcast comes out.
we'll drink Bailey's on the live pod.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe White Russians. Oh, I
Oh,
love a White Russian.
I love a White Russian.
Fucking right, man.
Like the Big Lebowski.
You can make I'm trying to think of a way to like talk about this because I used to make White Russians wrong.
Yeah.
Which makes them kind of like whiter. So instead of Kahlua, you just have Baileys. So
Yeah.
you've got Baileys, vodka, and milk. So it's like even creamier and less coffee-ish. So, but like, what would we call it? Like an alt-right Russian? It's just like even whiter.
Do you know what would be a great gag if we could pull it off? It'll be hard though. And be like, if we're on stage and be like, "Oh, I'd love a White Russian," and then we got Putin to just walk on. That'd be so sick. Because they think we meant to drink, but then it'd actually be Russian dictator Vladimir Putin. And he'd sit down and we talk to him about cum for a while. Lad, that'd be so sick.
That'd be so great.
Can you email Putin's people about that?
Yeah.
You probably won't do it.
I think he's a big Raw Lager fan.
Oh fuck, man.
Then
God,
we
that'd be
lost our
unreal.
in with Rasputin.
Rasputin, yeah. Do you know about Rasputin? Do you know much about him?
I don't, but before we go into Rasputin, you can give me a history lesson in a moment. And I do actually appreciate your history lessons. You're a learned chap.
Thank you very much.
I don't quite, like everything you tell me, I do Google just to double check.
Well, don't say I'm learned and then say, actually, you don't trust anything I say.
But you tend to be telling the truth. You can get it. Something. There's a tone. There's a tone. When you start poking me, I know that's when you're making things up.
What? What? You've got a big fat head. Tell me if that's a lie. Now. Don't get involved, Dario. Your brother's getting what he deserves. Hey,
No, we need to come up with. I think we
What?
should come up with like a specialty cocktail for because the Some Laugh Boys had Stevie invented a drink called like a Hawaiian blowjob, and they
Yeah.
had those at their live pod. We got to come up with a drink.
A nasty character would be
A
definitely
nasty character.
A nasty
It'll
character.
it'll be a nasty character, and then I'll teach the Angel Bar staff how to make an alt-right Russian.
yeah.
nice.
An all-right Russian and a nasty character, because I'd love people like 2 nasty characters, please.
Oh, that's a great
That's
drink
a
order,
sick
isn't it?
one, isn't it?
Some people were saying, yeah, you're going to do tour merch of nasty character.
Yeah.
Even though that should be podcast merch, but that's fine.
No, but my tour's going to be called Nasty Character.
You drink your soup, it's going to be fine.
But what about if you could order? Can I like order
2 nasty characters and an alt-right Russian.
Yeah, an all-right Russian, and with those nasty characters, just put a drop of cruelty in there. That'd be sick. That's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've won
We
there.
should get merch. Somebody was asking if we're going to have merch for the live podcast. I would say the likelihood of us organising that in the next month is almost zero.
I think. Oh no, we could. No, we could. We could get it done. Yeah, we'll
Get caps or something.
Huh?
Get caps or something.
Yeah, get caps.
Nasty character caps. What else could we have?
Yeah.
We
could
get just like really big caps.
Yeah.
Just say Vittorio-sized hat.
Yeah.
It just doesn't fit anyone else's head.
Yeah.
It's just
big,
enormous.
Stupid, massive hats.
Yeah.
Maybe we could like sell like, you could go for like a quiche with Connell.
Yeah.
Like 10 quid and you can go for a quiche with Connell.
There for that.
Huh?
Yeah, love quiche.
Yeah.
Big quiche guy.
Like a mushroom and leek quiche with Connell.
I've got stories about quiche for the Patreon today, actually.
Oh, by the way, on this one, I didn't bring it up yesterday, but Ramesh met my parents.
That's exciting. Do we have time for this?
What the hell?
What time are we on now?
Yeah, 15 left.
15, yeah, we've got
loads.
time for that. Great.
So, Ramesh met my parents for the first time, and I said, because of course then you're a bit nervous because you want your parents to like them, you want them to.
The first time I met my girlfriend's parents, I was on my current girlfriend Jamali's parents. I was on my first ever come down from cocaine.
Huh?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, it was a really bad day.
That was a real disrespectful thing to do coke the night before. That was a real fuck you to Jamali's parents. Did you not?
I think it was like last minute.
Huh?
It was
last minute coke thing.
No, it was. Yeah, well, you're saying that as if coke's never a spur of the moment choice.
Well, for a lot of people, it's very organised. So there's a lot of people. So today is Tuesday. A lot of people already have their bags ordered for the weekends.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Like this town is like fucking Paris in the 20s. It's a hedonistic hellhole. Everyone's on it. All the youth. I know this from Ramesh. She's the youth.
Oh yeah, everyone's on coke.
I'm sleeping with the
Do you
youth.
remember when you realised that? But you were probably one of the
Oh,
people.
fuck you too if you're not careful, Colin. He's the youth as well. So don't think you're free. And he's got a nice little new haircut.
It's a very cool haircut.
Thanks.
And you think that's not going to get us excited? You're wrong. We're only flesh and blood, Connell.
Did you get it from one of them barbers that does like videos where they like talk about what they're doing on the? Have you seen these barbers on like TikTok and shit? Where they're always like talking about, and I saw one recently. They always do this transition where they get their phone and their film like before the haircut started, and they like zoom right into the hair, and then they pull it out, and the haircut's done.
Yeah.
I was like, it's a nice transition, but imagine being there before the haircut starts, and the barber's like, "Can I just put my phone in your hair for a second?"
Yeah.
It's just so you'd be like, they're always sat there like,
Would you ever fuck off, will you? This is my first time coming here. I don't even know if you're any good. Don't be fucking filming this shit.
I had a barber offer to, and he said if I need a haircut before the Ulster Hall show, he can come backstage and cut.
That's a bit of a dig at you, is it? If you need a haircut, in brackets, you do. You look awful. That's a rotten
But
thing
I got
for him to say.
I got a haircut. The Have a Word guys had a barber backstage at their arena show.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do that at the Bill Murray.
Have a barber backstage.
At the end, like spend all the money from the show on having a barber in the
just
green
waiting
room.
I just think him waiting in the green room was like Vladimir Putin and a barber. The barber's like, so how's the whole Ukraine thing going? And Putin's like, people, they're being quite nasty about it, but we think we are getting there in the end. He's so funny.
And the barber's like, "Do you want a haircut?" And Putin's like, "Yeah, long back and side, long back and side, short on the top, please."
Give me a skullet. I would like a skullet. Long on the. If you could elongate my hair on the sides and keep it bald on top, it would be lovely. A skullet, thank
The
you.
barber's like, "You're just bald on top. There's nothing I can do about that."
Well, you will die then, but okay. It is unfortunate this would happen.
This barber just ends up in a gulag. He's like, "Fuck's sake, I just like the podcast."
I too am a big fan of podcast. They say guide to parenting, but they don't mention anything about children. This great joke. I think the joke is, I don't know what this accent has become. It's great joke. This wonderful
Very good joke.
Oftentimes when I hear bad news, Zelensky is doing well, I throw on Vittorio and Mike.
Big fan of Riro Lager.
Riro Lager. They got taken away from them because they were being too nasty. They are nasty characters.
I have also lost many of my sponsors.
Yes. And every time they say nasty character or cruelty, I think, hey, that's me. I am nasty character. And then I drop drone in Ukraine, kill hundreds.
You drop
people.
drone.
I drop drone. drone drop. Hey, everybody, it's drone drop. And then everyone goes, yay, drone drop, drone drop. I don't know what I'm doing now. I don't know what's become of this. But Ramesh.
Well, I was saying the coke come down story.
Oh, yes.
Because there was a party and it was at my house, and then there was just cocaine, and I was like, I've never done it. I should maybe just give it a raz. And I remember Jamali, when I went upstairs, having been on coke for the first time, and probably still on coke for the first time. I remember I had to get up early the next day to go to a rehearsal. I was playing.
So she did cocaine?
No, she didn't.
Did she not?
She didn't. She was in bed.
Narc.
She was in bed.
Yeah.
And I had to get up early and do a rehearsal for Beethoven's 8th Symphony. I was playing the timpani. I also had to like load the two big timpani into the back of a taxi on my first ever come down. I was like, this is the worst day of my whole fucking life. I was just sweating, having a terrible time, trying not to fall asleep. But then there's that weird thing where you've still got kind of coke in your nose, and then every time you go, you like get a little buzz again. And I was there.
It drops down the drip.
Yeah, I was performing the next day, just being like, oh fucking.
Oh yeah,
I wasn't in the mood for Beethoven, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Do all that and then meet them for dinner, and I just about held it together, and I was like, okay, we've been okay here. We've come across well, said hello, nice things, offered to split the bill, all that fucking shit you're supposed to do. And then like a year later, Jamali just told them.
Yeah.
I'd gotten away with it. I 100% got away with it. And then a year later, she was like, you know the first time you met Vittorio, he was on coke?
He was gacked up.
I was like, no! Why have you done this to me?
Yeah, but they probably were asking, like, why was his job? You were just saying,
it's TMJ, caused by anxiety.
It's absolutely wonderful to meet you. You two have a lot of great feelings for your daughter. We're thinking about
starting a business together.
We're thinking about starting a business together where we produce films about
crypto,
about cryptocurrency in Malaysia. So anyway, I think this has gone very well. And you've got a great impression of me. Spot on impression, by the way.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was not on cocaine when Ramesh met my parents, because I have a little bit of respect for the elderly.
How are they supposed to get to know you if you're not on coke?
Well, I didn't say she wasn't on it. She's an absolute little dinger for it. But
you're not on coke when you meet them. You make sure they're all on coke.
Oh, absolutely. Everyone else is on coke.
It's the only way to make you seem chilled out.
100%. And just go to them, relax.
Mike's there being as frantic as ever, and they go, Mike's a very chill guy.
Yeah. Just give a little bit. What you do is you go give a little bit of cocaine to the kitchen, the dinner where you're getting it, right? And then you say to everyone, you come down and go, hey, let's all get fucking Scotch eggs. But you've told the kitchen, stuff those Scotch eggs with coke.
Scotch eggs.
Lad, Scotch eggs are sick. I just had a Scotch egg there on Sunday.
Scotch egg?
Yes. I will have a Scottish egg. An egg that is Scottish. The egg comes out, it's like, you right? No, anyway, whatever. That's dumb. You will never take our freedom. I was like, it's a Scotch egg. Oh, God. Anyway.
Never take our free range.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Yeah. You will never take our free range. You should have said that with a Scottish accent, looked at the camera, and then we'd have a clip, but you didn't have the confidence.
We can cut it together. You ready?
We'll see.
You'll never take our free range.
There you go. 2 million views. I'm up now to 32,000 followers, and you're up to, you've got more bots following you. Anyway, so I assume they're all bots. I've never met one of them.
Russian bots, that's how we've gotten to know Putin so well.
Absolutely. Because a lot of his, most of his family are Russian bots, and they're all following you. So what I doing? Just say something that I'm like, that's not good. So that's actually shit.
This is real vintage guide to parenting.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm enjoying this episode.
So what I'm going to say to you. So anyway, Ramesh comes in, and anyway, so she meets my mother, father. They're all hugging. It's all grand and everything. For some reason, I don't know why it comes up that something about the Israel Palestine, right? Comes up, and next thing, my father starts explaining the Holocaust to Ramesh as if she's never. He's just like, no, what they did was, he said, they rounded up all the Jews and they put them on trains, Ramesh. and they put them on the trains, and then what they do is they bring the trains to these camps, and they gas them, and then like she was like, yeah, and I was like, and was there? Did I remember? Was there a fellow called Hitler involved, or is that my imagination? There was there something? So he explains that to her first, and then she doesn't want to be rude, so she's kind of like, they did not. What the hell? That's not good, you know. So next thing, anyway, he's like happy with that. Next thing, he just decides to explain from start to finish the whole, because someone came up about the Banshees of Inisherin, and she was like, oh, I haven't seen it, and he's like, oh, I better explain the whole film to her then. And he just spent, I swear to God, 20 minutes. And your man, they were friends. And then he said to him, he didn't want to be friends with him anymore. But then the other lad did want to be friends. So they stayed. And next thing, your man says he'll cut his fingers off if they're not friends. And then one of the lads is getting molested by his father. And then the sister doesn't want to be there. And I was like, Dash, you can just watch the movie. He said, would you stop? I'm telling her. And he just went on for 20 minutes explaining this whole, and it's a very depressing movie.
Yeah.
And then he says, and then one of the young lads, and he tries to get off with the sister, and she says no, and he killed himself. And we were like, yeah, right. But this was a fiction. It's just a story. He said, will you stop? I'm telling her to. But so she has to be trying to make a good impression.
Yeah.
She has to be just
wow.
riveted by this whole description. But then, so she gave him a big bot. Like, so my father is a baby.
He likes chocolate and raw sausages.
Raw sausages, chocolate, cans of Coke, chips.
You've heard this, Connell?
The raw sausages thing is just out of order, like.
Out of order?
Fucking crazy.
This man has worked the land all his life to hear a little fucking London fuckboy tell him he's out of order. A little gorgeous London fuckboy with his Beatles haircut tell him that it's out of order. He hasn't worked his whole life to hear this. Have a bit of respect, Connell. You don't have the balls to eat a sausage raw. You vegan.
Can we have you eaten raw sausages?
None of your bees. I did what I could to get my father's love.
Because I'm wondering, should we give it a go on like a live show?
Lad, we should definitely eat raw sausages live. 100%. We have to eat raw sausages on the pod for the fucking good and let people know.
Well, it'll be the live show where we have your dad on.
Yes.
We'll eat raw sausages with your dad.
Yes. My dad, so if it was possible, if we could get my father, Putin, all of us lined up, 4 of us.
At the Albert Hall.
And a raw hot dog eating competition. And instead of water, you have milk, because we'd have to have a nod to the dairy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? When you're eating the raw and you're like drinking milk.
Yeah.
Right? And then, I suppose it would be too far-fetched if we could get Elon Musk and Jordan Peterson to like work the bar.
At the venue? At the Albert Hall?
I think that'd give just our patrons a kick.
Just for a goof, you know?
Yeah,
just
but I think that'd be a laugh for the people.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that'd be good. I think we can make that happen.
And
It'll take a bit of doing, but I think we can make it happen.
And then we'd fire Jordan Peterson on the night for just being a fucking dickhead.
He's like, well, how'd you get their order wrong? It was bloody complicated.
This one wanted 2 limes, but no ice. This one wanted no limes and a lot of ice.
And these people wanting these limes, they're woke moralists.
Woke moralists is not a simple solution. These are postmodern orders. And yeah, we could do that. Yeah, that'd be so sick. What we have?
Must be
5
done.
minutes left.
5 minutes?
Well,
Fucking
4.
Christ on a bike.
4. But so, but anyway, so what Ramesh did was she got my father.
She was doing her best list. She was doing her best Tommy Tiernan.
She was doing a lot of great listening. My father did say at one stage, this was, I suppose, his biggest, like, you know, because he's always liable to say something mental. So you're like kind of steer him away from controversial issues if you can.
But you still let him talk about the Holocaust.
You want to just kind of keep talking about like
the Holocaust?
Mikado biscuits if you can. You know what I mean?
He's a big Mikado biscuit man.
He does. He calls them Mikadoos. He does. He loves Mikadoos. He's absolutely fucking addicted to Mikadoos.
That, okay.
So I told fucking Ramesh, I was like, if you can get your hands on some Mikadoos in London, do. But they're not like widely sold here. So it was hard. So we got them.
They don't have Mikadoos here.
Huh?
Is that an Irish? Are Mikadoos Irish?
Irish biscuits.
Which
Yeah.
they probably are pronounced Mikadoo then.
Yeah, but they're not. It's Mikado.
Oh, they're
like
not Japanese.
They fucking are
They
they
brand
Irish?
themselves
Yeah,
as
they are, yeah.
Japanese.
Mikados and Kimberly's, no coconut creams, no.
Mikado.
You're thinking of
What am I thinking of?
them wee sticks.
The sticks.
Yeah.
What are the
that's something
sticks
else.
called?
Not Mikado. Or maybe they are Mikados
All that's popped
too.
into
That's
my head.
Mikado with a K, maybe.
Mikado with a kid. That's the one I mean.
Yeah.
Maybe it
We're
is
talking
Mikado.
about Kimberly Mikados, aren't
That's
we?
exactly right,
Yeah,
Conor.
and coconut creams. That's
An
a
Irishman
wee
knows.
song.
Yeah.
That's a wee song. All that's popped into my head is the phrase Chairman Mawam. Is there something in that?
Chairman what? Chairman Mao.
Mawam. You know, like the Mawam stripes, the chewy sweets.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Chairman Mawam.
Mao is Chinese.
Yeah, but is there something in there?
What do you mean? In what terms? Can we sell merch? Is it going to launch our careers? What do you mean? Is there something in there?
Like, there's gotta be something in and around Chairman Mawam.
Well, what?
Like, if he did like a brand deal with Mawam.
Mao is dead. He's been dead for decades.
Yeah, but can somebody who's good at Photoshop please make like a rebrand of Mawam where it's Chairman Mao?
Good God.
There's gotta be something in that, you know?
Oh, fuck. God, that's the most I've ever seen you just like fall apart mentally.
There's gotta be something in that. There's gotta be something in that. That's good stuff.
Oh, fuck.
Great. I don't think we're topping Chairman Mawam.
Yeah. I'll let you know that the
Yes,
thing that I said that
finish
was
this.
so my brother is going out with a black guy from England.
Nice.
Yeah.
That balances out.
Yeah, great guy. Everything else.
If he was just from England, not a
Yeah.
fan, black guy, into it.
Absolutely. So anyway, Ramesh says to my father, or I'm talking to my father, I'm like, oh, because he had met my brother's boyfriend that morning. And
you said, who do you like better?
yeah. So I just goes, oh, how was that? My father's like, oh, it's great young lad. And then my father just goes, and he looked over like at Helen and he goes, he's different, you know. And then they're like, all right. And he goes, he's black. Like that. Like, we know that.
Yeah.
We know he's our brother. We know.
He's just over explaining everything in this dinner. He's black, you know, it's like more melanin. I think it's the melanin. Because people were originally like Pangea, all the countries were one country, and people kind of started out very close to the equator, so they needed more melanin to deal with the sun. But then as we've kind of dissipated across the earth, and then he starts explaining the transatlantic slave trade and how black people got into Europe and stuff.
Oh, if you taught to do that, you would have loved to do it. Explaining the Holocaust, that was just unbelievable.
That's gold, man.
All right, lads.
Plug
We're
your
into the
shit.
Patreon.
Plug
I'm
your
going to
shit.
talk finally about the ice cream cones on the Patreon because people have been commenting that I've never finished that. I brought up the ice cream cones on about 3 different
I don't even
occasions.
remember what the ice cream cones is.
Well, it's just me saying I have to talk about ice cream cones, and you're like, yeah, we'll do it in a while. And then in about 8 hours of podcasting, we haven't got to the ice cream cone. So we'll get to that in the Patreon, I promise.
Yeah.
And people were really annoyed that we brought up at one stage that my name was being thrown around WhatsApp.
Yeah, we'll
groups,
talk about
and
that on the
Yeah.
Patreon as well.
All right.
Plug your tour.
My tour! Oh, by Jesus, it's going to tickle your cocks. My tour. Nasty Character is on sale now. I'm going everywhere, wherever you are. Where are you? Where the fuck are you? I'll get you. I'll find you, and I'll give you to the authorities. Come. Look at MikeRiceComedy.com.
Yes.
The dates. Buy the tickets. Come to the show. Lick my armpit. We'll have fun.
Great stuff. Come to see my tour. Who do you think you are? I am all around the country. At the time of recording, we've just added our 3rd Leicester Square Theatre, which is very fucking exciting. So come to that.
I didn't know about that. Did you?
Yeah.
Oh.
First 2 sold out.
Really?
Yeah.
How big is that?
400 seats.
400 seaters. I thought you were going to do the Hackney Empire.
I was thinking, but it's quite expensive to do, and Leicester Square Theatre is such a nice room.
Right.
So I'm just going to like a few of them. Better show for the people at home, you know?
As if you give a fuck. Just care about money. Keep going.
Doing all around the UK and Ireland. We're adding dates. Galway, I will be there. We just need to get it sorted. Hopefully that'll be on sale by the time this goes out. And then also trying to do fucking like Australia or America or some shit like that. But just keep an eye out. VittorioAngelone.com/tickets. Get involved and sign up to the Patreon. Patreon.com/parenting.
Parenting.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.